Hey ladies, welcome to my Resident Evil retrospective. Today we're going to be looking at Resident Evil 2 from 1998 and seeing how well it compares to the first game, as well as how well it stands on its own as its own game. So get ready as we jump into the survival horror for the second time, but not the last.
Hey, over here, stranger. How are you? I am Mike Donovan, and I'm from the future. What?
Oh my god, it's Mike Donovan from the hit TV miniseries V, the original miniseries.
Yes, it is I, Mike Donovan, from the hit TV miniseries V, the original miniseries, and I'm here to tell you to subscribe to Echo Productions.
What's Echo Productions?
Good question, viewer.
Wait, what?
Echo Productions is a YouTube channel that makes cool videos about video games, new and old. I also like video games, for example, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein on the Sega Mega Drive. What? Anyways, don't let curiosity what's inside the cube get the better of you. Make curiosity for Echo Productions get the better of you and subscribe now. History time! Development of Resident Evil 2 started in early 1996 as a game later known to fans as Resident Evil 1.5. Resident Evil 1.5 was the beta version of the game we all know as Resident Evil 2, and you can definitely see the similarities. In the beta version of the game, we see Leon Scott Kennedy and Elsa Walker, the latter of which is a prototype version of Claire Redfield, explore an abandoned police station during the Racoon City outbreak. In Resident Evil 1.5, the RPD resembles a more traditional-looking precinct compared to the old-timey architecture of the police station in the released version. Resident Evil 2 was directed by Hideki Kamiya, a man later known to be involved with games like Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, which I have not played, but I might one day, so stay in tune for a video if you dare. The story was taken over by a new writer who had did multiple TV shows in Japan, so the game's story felt more grand and on a larger scale. The game follows a very similar gameplay style to the previous game, so if you want to know more about my thoughts on the Resident Evil formula, then go watch my Resident Evil Remake retrospective. Anyways, let's talk about what's new. So, what is new, you might be asking? Good question, viewer. The biggest new mechanic is called zapping. Zapping is a new mechanic that is introduced in Resident Evil 2, that allows the player to interact with the campaigns in the game. For example, when in the lab during the A scenario, the player can choose to let out a gas that weakens all BOWs in the labs. However, when you play the B scenario, the gases run out. This mechanic is in multiple parts of the game and adds a new layer of, let's just say, strategy. Now, let's talk about the game's story. The story of Resident Evil 2 takes place 2 months after the first game in September of 1998, as rookie cop Leon Scott Kennedy and Claire Redfield, sister of Chris Redfield, travel to Racoon City. They eventually meet after being attacked by zombies, and they enter a car and drive to the police station. The car crashes, however, and both characters must individually travel to the RPD. Depending on what scenario is chosen, each character will end up on the different sides of the car. They then make it to the police station and begin to explore it. Exploring the police station, our heroes will meet characters like the young girl Sherry Birkin, who is the daughter of Umbrella scientist and G-Virus creator William Birkin, and the corporate spy Ada Wong. The characters will explore the Racoon City Police Department, solving puzzles and using keys to open new doors. However, I do wonder why there are so many puzzles in the police station. Like, I understand that the building used to be a museum before becoming a police station, but still, No ordinary police station or museum would have secret compartments that can only be opened by lighting small fires in sequential order or moving correct bookshelves. This is not really an issue, I just think it's quite funny. The heroes then make it to the sewers and then they learn about the secret about the Umbrella Corporation. Overall, in my opinion, the sewers are just the worst part of the game. This is because it is really short and it feels very linear. All you have to do is fight the big croc, which only needs one handgun shot at an explosive barrel and the collection of 2 medals to deactivate a fountain. After this, our heroes make it into the lab and must solve more puzzles and explore the grimy corridors of the Umbrella Corporation's lab. The self-destruct system is then activated, and our characters escape the lab and the city, marking the end of Resident Evil 2. Depending on what scenario is played, each character will have different stories with their own unique characters. Because each character has 2 possible scenarios for their story, there is 4 possible campaigns in this game, all with their own unique story moments. One of these moments is the true ending, which can be only unlocked by beating the B scenario.
Sherry, you look terrible.
No worse than you, Claire.
Come on, time to leave.
Now? What's wrong? Is something following us?
We have to go. We don't have any time to waste.
Go? Where?
Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.
Overall, the game's story has a very epic and grand feeling to it, especially compared to the first game's small scale. The game's environments are very detailed, as well as the game's awesome soundtrack. The game's soundtrack is great, as there are unique tracks at every moment. For example, the peaceful save room music, or the frantic boss fight music. The game has many enemies like zombies, lickers, spiders, ivies, Cerberus, and crows. Monsters returning from the first game include zombies, the Cerberus, crows, and spiders, and they all function pretty much identically to all the other incarnations of them in the franchise. There is also new enemies like the lickers and the ivies. The lickers are some of the most iconic enemies in the game and even the franchise. They are fast and strong, which makes them a real foe, and overall, they work very similarly to hunters from the first game. However, they are blind, which means you can sneak past them without them knowing. There is also ivies. These plant monsters can poison the player with its long tendrils. Overall, the enemies in Resident Evil 2 have great designs and fit right in with the classic roster of enemies, making them certainly iconic. My main problem is that in the game it gives you lots of ammo to deal with them, making it so that your first objective in every room was just to clear it. The only reason I died was because I was worried about not having enough ammo for the boss fights, so I tried dodging the enemies in situations I shouldn't have. The game has various bosses, however they are very easy, as the main challenge in a Resident Evil boss fight is the resource management before the fight. However, this is not really a problem because, like I said earlier, I had enough ammo to fight the bosses, and I already used lots to kill zombies. Even after the fight, my ammo supply was still perfectly fine, so it didn't really impact me. While the game objectively is not as good as the remake of Resident Evil 1, I personally prefer Resident Evil 2. This is because the game has a great story with memorable characters and moments, as well as the iconic enemies and locations. Overall, I would rate Resident Evil 2 1998 an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed, do what Mike Donovan told you to do and subscribe. Also, like and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more content. This has been Echo Productions, and have a good day.